Hey you guys, welcome back to our video. It's Queen of Kings back with another video, and today I want to get a little bit deep. I want to talk about a topic that I think is very important within blended families. And when I say blended, I mean a family where a mother or a father, but in this case usually mothers come into the situation with kids from a previous relationship, and then you blend together and make one whole beautiful family, right? So in that situation, your spouse becomes your kid's stepdad, and the kids become their stepkids. In our situation, we just happen not to use the word step. That's the daddy, and that it is what it is. We didn't make up that our kids did, but
I've been elected.
Yeah. So, Brett is annoyed because my scalp just keeps itching, guys. It just keeps itching. Okay, back to the point. I was just laying down. Usually this is how videos go. I'm just like laying down and just a thought comes to my head. So I'm like, well, let's talk about it and hopefully encourage someone to be different or change for the better of their relationship and marriage. You guys know that we are all about all things love, unity, family, and marriage, and happy marriages. Okay, we don't just want marriage, we want happy marriage, because we don't feel like those things are talked about enough or encouraged enough in this world, in our society today. Oftentimes, and it was something that I had to get better at within myself as well, but oftentimes a mother, when it's a situation where it's a step kid, the mother does not allow the dad to really step into that place as a dad and to discipline the kids. This is a huge problem because it causes sort of a disconnect within your family. It causes a space where the man never truly will feel like the kids are his and he can really be the head of the house, because the mother is stunting your growth there.
There's basically only two roles you could take. As you're like cool uncle, type of thing. Push all the discipline off onto the mother. Or it just doesn't allow you to fully feel like you're their father. Like you feel like you're a stepfather.
Yeah.
It creates that disconnect.
Yeah, there's a huge disconnect there within the dad or the stepdad and the kids, I think. And then especially when other kids come along, which are the dad's biological kids, and he gets to do with them as he pleases. He gets to discipline them and be all that for them. But then with the stepkids, he can't be that. Now there's a division within your family, and that's not what you want, right? And sometimes mothers are so, for lack of better words, I'm not really that good at being like socially acceptable. I'm just me, sorry y'all, but women are sometimes so delusional that they want this happy family and they want, treat my kids like they're yours. But then when the dad comes in, when it's time to discipline them, oh no, don't do that. Don't talk to my kid like that. Don't yell at my kid like that. Don't raise your hand at my kid. But so what am I doing? Am I treating them like they're mine, or is that just circumstantial? So it's very hard for us, for sure. Sometimes when Brad raises his voice at my sons, I have to really press my lips and bite my tongue. But I know it's like for the better. Like usually they do deserve it. They really always deserve it when he does it.
And with boys, and as a man, we usually do discipline our kids in order to make them better people. So like if I didn't care, I would not discipline them. Like a lot of the things that they get in trouble for is not finishing their food. They are very skinny, and I want them to finish their food, so I make them. I have them. I coach them into it. I tell them that they can't leave the table till they do it. No matter what, they got to keep eating their food, or whatever the example will be. If I didn't care, then I wouldn't do it. And we used to hear our parents say that young, and it didn't make sense, but it does make sense. If we didn't care, we wouldn't do it. So you got to allow us to care and allow us to step in.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring this up. This is really a really short video, but I wanted to bring this up as something for women to pay more attention to in your homes. And if you are in a blended family, to like think, am I doing this? Am I causing this disconnect in my family when all I really want is us to be a whole, And I know so many women. I know so many women are doing it, whether you admit it to yourself or not. But once you do admit it, and you can admit it, and you can bite your lip and press your lips and bite your tongue and all that, and just let him be a father, you'll see a huge growth and a huge difference in your family overall.
I get the toughness of it. And you get, of course, the other end of the spectrum where, you know, an ungrateful person is abusive. That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But I do get it. Like, if you brought a kid in and it's just, you can't, it's hard. It is hard to watch and hard to deal with and stuff like that. But especially if you want to raise a family properly to where respectful kids, you do have to allow the other parent to be a parent.
Yeah, especially for young boys. I speak for boys because I'm a boy mom, but many times single mothers can raise their sons to be quite soft because we're so soft on them. Like, I give my kids so many chances. I even say, like, you better do this, or I'm gonna do this, and I don't do nothing.
It's true.
And
she's the worst.
Yeah, and so Brett holds me accountable, and he's like, no, you can't do this because your mom said if you don't do that, then you can't do this. Right. So no, you cannot do this. And that makes all the difference in young boys' lives. Like, that father figure really, really, really makes a difference in a boy's life. So you have to allow him to do his part as the man and to raise men. He can never really feel like he's the man of the house if you are stepping in and not allowing him to be that. He can never feel like he's that head of household, man of house, if you're giving him orders and telling him what he can and cannot do in his own home.
Or anytime you correct authority in front of the kids, especially. So like, no, don't do that, or can't do that, or disagree and say, no, go ahead and let him, that type of stuff. There's small examples, but then like big examples.
Yeah. So basically what he's saying, or what I think you're saying, is that like makes the kids, gives the kids a lack of respect for you also. If if the mom is like,
you can't
don't
do this
that
because you didn't do that. No, I'm going to let him do this.
Yeah.
That type of thing. As a stepfather, our main points were, if you're not allowed to do fatherly things, you are always going to have your significant other or spouse or the stepfather or the father feel like he is not the father of the kids, and there is going to be a separation to where they're going to allow the kids to run wild or allow the kids to be spoiled or grow up improperly, or they're going
to step in and take that full-on father figure up.
Yeah, or they're just not going to, there's just that block there. You're just going to be like, I'm stepdad. Well, it's her kids type of thing.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
Especially for, you know, my parents are together. I didn't have that feeling. But especially if your parents are to grow together as a whole family, you don't want to feel that separation.
Yeah. So it's hard. It's hard, ladies, but sit back and shut the fuck up.
She said.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I always gotta be Rose. But what?
You got any examples of like when that could happen or when that did happen or anything?
I'm pregnant, so I don't have like a pregnancy mind. Well,
even like one of the most recent ones is, again, I hate to just talk about the food, but Roz wasn't eating his food and he wants candy, and we were all about to go trick or treating, and I said, Roz, if you do not finish this food, you can't just go hunting for candy, you know, because that's all you eat. You got a sugar tooth, you got, you know, issues and stuff with your teeth. If you're not eating healthier food or more substance food or more, you know, wholesome food, and you want to go candy hunting, you will not be allowed to if you don't finish your food. And we had to work through that with Roz, find a way for him not, you know, because he didn't finish his food. So we had to, you know, not allow him to go trick-or-treating for a while. We did find a workaround, and
he was letting the kids, he was letting the other two kids go up to the door and trick or treat, and having Roz just sit back and watch them, and I did not like that at all whatsoever. So I'm like, no, Roz is going to go to the door as well, but we'll just make sure that he does not take a single bite of the candy until we say that he can. And we asked each other amongst one another. I asked him, is that okay? We agreed, and then did that. So that was a compromise in that way. But sometimes moms just sit back, take the back seat, and let them parent. If there's something you truly don't agree with, like I did not agree with him just watching other kids trick or treat
I
at
didn't want
all.
him to miss out at that at all, but
Yeah.
he will push to where he knows that the consequences are not real.
Yeah, because I always give in, always.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
We don't want him to miss out on the fun, but again, that might have taught him I don't actually have to do what I'm told.
Yeah, they need to learn that there is a true consequence for every decision that we make, and when you're constantly saying this is going to happen, but then you show otherwise, then you become a joke to kids. So, all right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.